Hey guys, it's Steven from Steven's Classic Garage. So welcome to, I think it's video number 5, part 1 of the review of the Spectrum Black Widow HTE. So this is a prepped panel that I sprayed. It is about 12 o'clock at night right now. I started spraying at like 10 or something like that. I ended up shooting 4 coats of the Duplicolor Paint Shop lacquer with the Molten Red Metallic, using the HTE with the compressor at 29 psi to actually at the compressor, so you have a little bit of pressure drop through this long hose, but I don't have a regulator at the gun. I have a regulator at the compressor. So at the gun is probably a little less than 29 psi because of the pressure loss through the hose. No thinned, just nothing like that. It's not thinned, it's just running stock. Right out of the can, strained obviously. And I sprayed that. Now how I like to spray this stuff for the base coat is I like to shoot a tack coat at the beginning. So a nice wide pattern, nice even coverage, really quickly. Spray, 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 and you'll see it. Because what I did is I actually shot some extra footage using some of my pivot head, some old school pivot head glasses. So I was actually wearing those while I was spraying. So go ahead and check out the extra footage before you watch this video. You'll see that I'll have an extra footage base coat and extra footage clear coat, which I'll shoot tomorrow morning, because I sprayed this today, and the clear coat is going to be tomorrow morning. So I sprayed one tack coat, and then each preceding coat I sprayed more, heavier. Second coat I sprayed heavier. I waited 10 minutes in between coats. Second coat, spray heavier. And third coat, what I do is I had some spots that were white or green self-etching primer, and I spent more. I'll do the third coat regularly, and then if I have any spots left over, I will spray heavier over. I'll go back and spray heavier over those areas after I do a general pass. If that general pass doesn't pick them up, I'll go over and I'll clean it up. Now, because it's heavier in those areas, I'll do a fourth coat, which will be the same speed as the previous coat, because I'm not trying to build it up. I'm just trying to match everything, because in the areas that I respray, they have heavier fluid there, so I want to go and kind of even everything out. So now obviously you can't tell where I sprayed the extra fluid. Now as you can see, the prep, and the camera's going to struggle because of the shine, the prep is not perfect on this panel. I said when I was spraying, I said that this was probably an 8 out of 10. I'm going to downgrade it to maybe a 7 out of 10. The hood that I sprayed before was probably a 5 out of 10, if not a 4 out of 10. So this is way better. I mean, you're not going to see any of these imperfections when I clear coat. But basically, I don't know if you could see it because of this strip of light, but I could see sanding marks. I could see areas where I guide coated, where I wasn't able to get in there and clean it up, and also some deep gouging too around this area. And also, you see I'm touching the panel. This has been sitting out here for about an hour, so it's already dry. And also I cleaned the gun about 20 minutes ago or so. So it's definitely dry. Alright, so yeah, the gun itself, put it down really well. I think that it is actually better than it looked, because you'll see it should be better than it looks right now, because basically on my last coat I got excited. On my fourth coat I got excited and I didn't slow down enough. I went too fast, and it should have been a little heavier than it actually is. But I believe this is way better than my Warwick 904 high efficiency. This is a way better spray than that. It's not as much orange peel starting out with, so that means on the clear there's going to be even less orange peel. I think that it's got orange peel, but it's not that bad. And generally when you spray lacquer, it goes on dull anyways, because it's designed to be cut and buff after you put the clear coat, which I do have the clear coat for the lacquer, but I am spraying the classic from either the either a 5-star or Smart brand. So it is going to come on dull, so it's very hard to see it anyways. I mean, that's just how lacquer is, because it's designed to be cut and buffed mandatory pretty much. So I think this is way better. I would say that this is 1.5 times better than the 904 Warwick, and obviously I believe the guns are the same price. So I did go, like I said, I got excited, and I didn't go as heavy as I should have on the last coat, on the 4th coat. So I think it should have even less orange peel than it does now. So overall, very impressed with this spray job. It looks very even, besides, like I said, some of those prep inconsistencies which you can't see because of the beam of light going through it. But yeah, basically I could see sanding marks, and I could see other, weird texturing going on from the prep underneath it. But way better than the hood itself that you saw. And I mean, this thing was glass smooth when I set it up, but when you spray, that's when you're going to see all the issues. So I think it's a great panel. Like I said, 7 to 8 out of 10 on prep. So when I shoot clear coat, you won't be able to see any of these issues. And I think I have one little like beard hair or hair off my head here. No bugs that dive bombed. I think this is probably the least dirty panel that I've shot yet on this car, with the least amount of junk in it. So super excited to see this done. So what I'll do is I will shoot another video. I'll shoot the extra footage shooting the clear coat with my glasses, and then I will also shoot this video, and then I'll combine the two together in post, and then that will be video 5 or whatever video we are on now. And then the only other 2 videos that I'll probably do is I will do maybe a perfect panel that I believe was perfect if I ever get to that point on this car. So that might be an option, or so you might see one of those. But what I have planned is this will be kind of what we're going to judge the spray quality of the gun on. And like I said, if I believe that I made a mistake that caused the quality not to be as good, I'll mention that. And then other than that, we'll do one where we'll return the gun, exchange it, see how easy it is to exchange it, and then see the quality in that gun compared to the gun that I have, and see if that consistency, the quality assurance of the manufacturer is good. Then it'll be final review, and that will be it of my long, very thorough review of the Spectrum Black Widow. So stay tuned for the clear coat video, which you will see tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Hey, this is Steven from Steven's Classic Garage. So this is part 2 of video 5 or 6. I think it's video 5. So this is the second stage of painting with a prepped panel. So the first video we shot, the first part of this video we shot the base coat, which is the Duplicolor Paint Shop lacquer based molten red metallic, and then now we shot it with the Smart Classic, which you can see there. So we shot it with the Smart Classic 3 coats, because this is an external panel and it is going to be cut and buffed. Definitely the top here is the best. I mean, you can still see some orange peel on that light. When I move back and forth, you can see the light is kind of doing a dance there. It looks very good. You can see all the metallic in there. The outside I think is pretty good. If I were to give it a rating, I would probably say it is a maybe a 7 out of 10. Mainly being that I think it's just this combo between the Smart, the urethane base clear, and a lacquer. It does over time react, and it does lose a little bit of its clarity. It starts to kind of crinkle a little bit. It doesn't like let go, but it starts to crinkle when it dries, because it holds all the acetone in there, and it starts to react with the lacquer. You can see here the amount of orange peel here. I'm thinking I could have went heavier down here. I did have a little bit of paint left. I might have been able to do a little bit of a heavier coat, but I was in danger of causing more runs. As you can see, there is a pretty decent run right there. Again, this is a panel that is going to be cut and buff, so that will cut out. And usually what I like to do is I like to spray a guide coat on my cut and buffs, so I'll be able to see that in the guide coat. Because the guide coat, I'm just spraying regular, spray primer, Duplicolor primer filler. This is actually my go-to right now. It doesn't clog up the paper as much, because basically the issue is that the guide coat only comes in black. I guess you could use black on this, but I like to use white. So this has been pretty good. So now I no longer recommend the regular sandable primer from Duplicolor. Go with the primer filler, and then I'm going to try the 2-in-1 primer and sandable primer, filler and sandable. So we'll see if that's better. Right now I'm using the filler, so we'll see. If ever I have any issues, I can just wipe it off with acetone. It will not affect the clear coat, but it will take off this primer. So overall, like I said, 7 out of 10. I could have gone heavier down here, but so far I think it's a way better quality than the 904, way cleaner finish. Obviously a little bit more difficult because I'm thinking it might be easier, but it's easier to run on a panel that is vertical. It's easier to spray, but harder to keep it from running. So I think I could have gone heavier from here down, and then I think I would have been better off. But this is definitely the best panel I sprayed so far as dirt. There's very little specks of dirt, and again, this is a garbage paint. This is a garage paint job, so there is dirt, and this is concrete. If I put water down, it will just absorb the water. So very impressed with it. So we have a couple more videos where we are going to be returning this gun for trading it in using my one year warranty, return warranty, and then we'll see what that quality looks like and if it's comparable to the one I have right now. But you can see that the orange peel is pretty consistent. It is actually decently heavy, so I'm thinking that I should have went heavier and sprayed it out. And then you can see up there in the curve, I don't know if you can see that, it's also got the same amount of orange peel there. So I think it's pretty consistent. Obviously it's better here, but you can see I'm right at the point where I'm running a lot. So I probably could have got a little heavier there, but other than that, I think that this is a 7 out of 10. I think it's the gun's as good, if not better, than the 904 at shooting clear. I'm sure that if I tuned it better and if I got more used to the gun itself, I'll probably do a better job. But yeah, I think it came out really nice. So it's going to go in the backyard after this week. By next weekend, it's going in the backyard. It's going to sit, so it's going to sit in here for a week, cure, and then it's going to go in the backyard in direct sun, and then I'll bring the passenger door in here and do the passenger door the same deal. Alright, so make sure that you checked out my extra footage where I actually show me shooting this panel. You'll see that as well on my channel later tonight. So thank you guys so much for watching. And stay tuned for the last 2 videos to wrap up this very, very in-depth review. Thanks for watching. Take it easy. Peace.